Cheers, mix, click, and code with Boozy browsing, sipping and fixing the web one cocktail at a time.
All right. I'm ready for this one this week. Are you?
Yeah.
All right.
Let's go.
Let me do my beer first.
Right.
Since, again, this is the most important part of the whole thing. I feel like we need more time on the beers and less time on the technical talks, but let me share because it's a little easier. All right. So I'm going with a Tommy Knocker. It's a Idaho Springs, Colorado beer. I'm going with their Cocoa Porter. I don't know why I'm holding it out because I'm also sharing it. It's a cool design. Like, kind of see the guy. I've had a few of these already. You buy a 6-pack and you only drink one online. You got to drink the rest of them, right? So I enjoy porters. It's got a nice little bit of cocoa, but you still taste most of the porter. They call it a mountain ale. I don't know what that means. I think I lost Meeky. Should I review the website while we're on this? It's actually a pretty good website. I don't like the beige, but that's an aesthetic personality. I like the white or the kind of two color though. Just that background. I didn't realize they made food too. I guess at the brewery. Yeah, makes sense. If you ever go up to Idaho Springs off I-7 and you're sitting in traffic and you don't want to sit in traffic, you go there. That's what I'd say. I heard some good pizza up there too. I don't think Meeky's coming back. I think I'm going to do the whole redesign topic all by myself. So today we're going to talk about redesigns. When they're important, why they're important. She said she has a bad storm in Florida with her new internet connection. I think it either knocked her off the planet or just knocked her internet off. Ooh, Butthead Buck. Now looking at the website. And to look at some of their other beers. Try them out. I wonder how many others I can get local. We're going to talk about redesigns.
Okay.
But since you're back and you're still alive, it wasn't a hurricane that blew your way.
It's raining still pretty bad, so let me introduce my beer, and then if we get disconnected, we get disconnected. So I have Dragons.
Let's talk about redesign stuff.
Yeah, and then it can be the solo, and then I'll be in and out. So Dragon's Milk.
Yeah, I like Dragon's Milk.
I actually never had this, and then I'm learning about beer that I think I was asking you about. Like, I realized I don't like IPA, and you're like, yeah, I didn't think so. But so this is a stout, and you said that I like stout because I like Guinness. So, and
right
in the rain, I didn't have a bottle opener, so I have to run in and get like a ginormous one that I can find in the. I might have to get one of those can openers from WorkCamp. I'm hoping that one of them has it.
Oh yeah.
And let me see if
Raid the table.
Yeah. Let me see if I can share my. Look at that. It's kind of cool. Dragon's Milk.
That's quite the design.
Yeah. I think this is
They're much more simple on that.
Yeah, so this is the one I got today, the regular. But, it's kind of cool. I like the site. It's creative. Oh, look at that. Oh.
What's the rum? What's that green one?
They have a hard liquor too.
Yeah.
A bourbon. And yeah, it's all bourbon. Cool.
Where are they based?
How do I find out?
Somewhere
in the Dragonland.
I think they have the legal one.
How do you find out?
I thought I would say the fur, like actual address, but they might be more of a mass production. I don't know.
Yeah. The brand finder goes to like different maps. But it's kind of cool. I like the website. And the one I'm drinking today is this. Oh crap! It's 11%. Oh, this has coffee in it. Oh boy.
You were just talking about not having an afternoon coffee. Now you're gonna stay awake all night.
Yeah, I can't drink coffee afternoon. Gonna keep me all white. Oh, nice.
Yeah, I think
Anywho,
they have all kinds of
yeah,
sweet
I'll
ones.
play around in the site later. But yeah, so that's my beer. Let
18%
me taste
for a beer? Wow. That's quite the kick. I lost you.
This is gonna be fun. In and out, in and out.
Gonna take the opportunity while we're together. Like no stalling. All right, so we talked about our beers. Since your internet is horrible today, I guess we better jump into the topic. So we wanted to talk about redesigns. I think we brought this up a little bit in the past, but specifically around like why is it important? Do you ever need a redesign? When should you know to do a redesign? What benefits, right? And I think maybe shocker for some people out there because if we were a marketing or big agency, of course, do the redesigns because then you're going to funnel money into the agencies and they're going to do big redesigns all the time, right?
Mm.
But I think the reality is most sites don't need a redesign; they just need fixes. But some do. Like we've looked at a few right in the past that really needed redesigns, like 10 years ago needed them. So now I'm not sure how they were still around. I think you need the interstitial now. 40 minutes later.
You know, after spending more than 2 decades architecting digital platforms, we've learned something really important. A website is never just a website. It's pretty much the core of your entire business infrastructure. So based on all that experience, we want to talk about a huge question. When, and maybe more importantly, why, should you even think about a strategic overhaul of your site? So let's just start with the most important question you can ask yourself. Is your website actively holding you back? I mean, if it feels slow, if it looks outdated, or if it's just plain frustrating for people to use, the answer is almost definitely yes. And look, those aren't just little annoyances. They directly translate into lost engagement and, you got it, lost sales. So how do you know for sure it's time? Well, in our experience, it usually comes down to 4 major triggers. Think of these as the big red flags that tell you a simple cosmetic refresh just isn't going to cut it, and that you need a much deeper, strategic redesign. Okay, first up is rebranding. This one's pretty straightforward, right? If you're changing up your company's whole identity or its message, your website has to be the one leading that charge. It's basically your company's handshake with the world, and trying to stuff a new identity into an old digital box, well, it just never works. This second trigger, this one's a little sneakier. It's something we call tech debt, and it's a concept we see trip up businesses constantly. It's that invisible cost that just keeps piling up when you always choose the quick and easy fix over the right long-term solution. Probably the best way to think about tech debt is with an analogy we use all the time. Imagine you keep putting band-aids on a problem that really needs surgery. Yeah, each little fix seems small and cheap at the time, but eventually you end up spending way more on bandages than the surgery would have cost. And the real problem underneath? It's only getting worse. That is tech debt in a nutshell. The third trigger is when you start looking around and you see your competitors just pulling ahead. I mean, if your platform is so old that you can't add modern features, things like an AI chatbot or even a simple online scheduler, you're not just standing still, you are actively falling behind. And you can bet your customers notice that. And finally, the fourth and most measurable trigger. Your own analytics are literally screaming for help. High bounce rates, traffic that's dropping off, slow load times, these are not just numbers on a screen. They are direct feedback from your users telling you that their experience is broken. So if you're nodding along and seeing some of these signs, what's the right way to move forward? This is where we shift from just finding problems to actually solving them with a real strategy. A good approach gets to the root causes of why a platform is fragile. It doesn't just treat the symptoms. For us, that means using what we call the 3E framework. The 3E framework is built on a really simple idea. A truly high-performing platform has to be balanced. It has to serve three key groups perfectly: the audience who uses it, the creators on your team who manage it, and the developers who have to build and maintain it. It all has to start with the audience experience. Because, let's be honest, if your customer isn't happy, nothing else really matters. This is all about getting rid of friction, optimizing load times, making navigation a breeze, and making sure the experience is flawless on any device, whether it's a phone or a huge desktop monitor. Next up is the creator experience. And this is so crucial, but it gets overlooked all the time. This is about your internal team. If your own employees dread having to update the website, you're just creating bottlenecks and killing productivity. The goal has to be a platform that feels intuitive and, frankly, empowering for the people using it every single day. And the foundation holding it all up is the developer experience. This is the bedrock. We focus on building a strong, secure, and scalable architecture. This isn't just about what the platform can do today. It's about making sure it can grow and adapt to whatever your business needs tomorrow. Okay, so deciding to do a redesign is a fantastic first step. But to make sure that huge investment actually pays off, it is absolutely critical to avoid a few common pitfalls that we see derail projects all the time. Seriously, we see these happen constantly. Businesses will skip critical audits, which is like trying to navigate without a map. They completely forget about a real SEO plan, so their beautiful new site is totally invisible to Google. Decisions get made in silos, which creates a messy, disjointed experience. And way too often, pretty designs get prioritized over core functionality, leaving you with a site that looks great but doesn't actually achieve any business goals. All right, enough theory. Let me show you what it looks like when all of these pieces really come together the right way. Here's a real-world example of how we helped a client go from a really fragile system to a truly high-performing platform. The challenge they had was obvious. Their design failed basic web standards, it was completely unusable for their mobile audience, and huge parts of it were just incomplete. So our solution was to give them clear, strategic guidance. We helped them create a fully responsive design and made sure every single page felt cohesive. And the result? A successful launch right on time. But successful isn't just a feeling, right? It's got to be measurable. First off, they saw a huge increase in traffic, simply because more people were able to find and use their new platform. Second, those new visitors actually stuck around longer. They interacted more, which led to much higher user engagement across the board. And third, the whole platform was just faster. I mean, way faster. This didn't just improve the user experience, it gave their SEO a massive boost. These are the kinds of real results a strategy-first redesign delivers. And this quote really gets to the heart of what we do. A great redesign is not about a new coat of paint. It is about digging deep to transform a fragile, frustrating system into a reliable, high-performing platform that can actually help your business grow. So I want to leave you with this idea. Your website is your hardest working employee. It works 24/7, it never takes a vacation, and it's almost always the very first interaction a potential customer has with your brand. So let me just ask you this. Isn't it time you gave it a proper performance review? If you're ready to stop putting on Band-Aids and finally start building a platform that truly performs, we would love to talk. Schedule a free discovery call with our team. We can talk about how you can optimize and scale for your future. Thanks so much for your time today.
Stay tuned for the next episode on Monday afternoon.